Hi there. So, firstly, sorry I've been a little MIA on you for the last sort of year and a half. I've partly just not really felt to do videos, like it's been like more of a sort of internal processing for me, and rather than externally sharing things time. And also, I've been going through sort of massive physical purging, like on and off physical purging myself, and just stuff happening for me on a really physical level over the last sort of year and a half. So yeah, I've just sort of been focusing on that rather than sort of putting out content externally. And but yeah, I've been feeling over the last sort of few days or few weeks to start doing videos again, and just feeling like I have a little bit more content or a little bit more insight that I want to share. So today I wanted to talk about the sort of masculine and feminine roles, and like it sounds a little contradictory because in some ways I'm sort of all about breaking the mold and like sort of going against the grain as far as what's considered to be traditional masculine and feminine roles, and I don't think we need to sort of play in that paradigm, or I don't think we need to be confined as a gender or as an energy into those roles. For example, the sort of conditioning that a woman's place is in the kitchen, and she's a mother, and she's a housewife, and the man or the male in the partnership is the breadwinner and goes out to work and stuff. I think those are quite archaic notions, or they are things that I think people should choose rather than that sort of being projected onto them. Like, I think that those roles are fine if that's what you choose, but I think it needs to be a choice in this day and age. And the woman can be the breadwinner, and the man can be the one that sort of cooks meals and stays at home with the kids just as much as what would be considered traditional. However, I wanted to talk about how I feel like we do need to come back to tradition a little bit in twin flame dynamics, because it sort of distorts things and it actually keeps us out of physical union with who we're trying to attract when we don't adhere to this sort of traditional way. Let me explain what I mean. So there's always exceptions to the rule, but I think for the most part, it seems to be the feminine energy or the female that wakes up first, or at least wakes up to the awareness of this other person and the recognition of this other person being the embodiment of their divine masculine. And that sort of then makes, often, like, I don't want to broad brushstroke everyone with this, but I think often that makes the feminine chase the man, and it makes her go into pursuit of him, and that's actually sort of inside out in a way, but it's also kind of blocks what she's trying to attract, because it puts her in his energy, and it put this kind of, I've known this for some time, or been somewhat aware of it for some time, but more recently it's just become more conscious for me that it's like, if you're in that sort of pursuer energy, you're in your masculine's energy, you're in his role, you're in his sort of space, you're trying to occupy the same space as him, rather than being the reception and being the masculine. Like I said, for the most part, I'm not one for tradition, but at the same time, it's like the masculine is supposed to come to you. It's supposed to come to the feminine. You're not the egg doesn't chase the sperm sort of thing. And I mean, I don't just mean that in a sexual sense. I mean it just in a life sense. It's like the woman is supposed to be the receiver of him, but society and belief systems and trauma and stuff has made women sort of either pulled them out of that space or made them not feel safe to be in that space, which is a bit of a different video, talking about why women are not in the receiver state, and this one I more just wanted to express that they're not, and that's actually blocking you from being in the right magnetic polarity to pull what you're trying to attract, what you want to be with to you. Like you're when you're in his energy, you're not attractive to him. And I don't mean pretty or like sexually attractive or whatever. What I mean by that is literally in a physics sense. Like you're not a magnetic polarity charged to him to be able to pull the masculine to you. And it's almost like the more the feminine or the female leans back from pursuing him and trying to connect on the outside, the more you actually pull the person or the soul that you've been trying to connect with to you, because it's like by connecting with self, they're drawn into you. And I feel like we've either been taught as women or learned, or it's become a coping mechanism of some description to pursue the masculine. But it's actually, particularly in these twin flame dynamics or soul connections, it's not until you lean back and sort of make space and create the space for him to come to you that he'll start coming to you. And you'll start then seeing either the person that you originally identified, or the energy of that will come to you in perhaps a different body. But it's when you pull back from being in his energy and being in his role, if you like, that you start to pull towards you what from a state of empowerment what you want. So yeah, that was just a sort of light bulb moment for me a few weeks ago. I was like yeah, it's like we've got it inside out, and we're actually blocking what we're trying to attract when we're in that space. So yeah, I'll be sharing more videos, I think, more regularly. Now I feel like I want to be more expressive externally again. If there's anything I can help you with, or you're interested in a session, or just, I don't know, want to share something with me or ask me anything, feel free to either comment on this video or any of my videos, or you can send me an email at untameyourflame@gmail.com. So yeah, so thank you for listening, and I'll be back with more soon.